Sonnet to the River Otter by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Structure, summary, analysis. Hello and welcome to the discourse. To the River Otter is a sonnet written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, a prominent English poet, literary critic, and philosopher of the Romantic era. The poem reflects Coleridge's deep connection to nature and his nostalgic longing for the landscapes of his youth. The River Otter, located in Devon, England, was personally significant to Coleridge as it was near his childhood home. The speaker of the poem remains unnamed, but it is assumed that the poet is the speaker himself. In this poem, Coleridge reminisces about his childhood experiences by the River Otter, expressing a yearning to return to the innocence and simplicity of his youth. The imagery of the river, the stones, the willows, and the sand evoke a vivid picture of the natural world that left a lasting impression on him. The poem captures the romantic ideal of finding solace and inspiration in nature, as well as the bittersweet nature of memory and the passage of time. The poem was possibly written in 1793 and was published in Sonnets from various artists in 1796. Structure of To the River Otter. Sonnet to the River Otter is a 14-line poem in a single stanza containing an octave and a sestet joined by a volta. It follows traditional Petrarchan and Shakespearean sonnet. Coleridge adopted a rhyming scheme of ABBA for the octave and CDE for the sestet. This division creates a clear separation between the octave, which introduces the theme nostalgia for childhood and nature, and the sestet, which reflects on and resolves the emotional response to that theme. The volta or thematic turn occurs between the octave and the sestet. In this poem, the volta shifts from the vivid description of the river and childhood memories, octave, to the poet's emotional response and longing to relive those moments, sestet. The poem is written in iambic pentameter, a common meter for sonnets. Each line consists of 5 iambs, an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable, giving the poem a rhythmic and musical quality. Coleridge uses vivid natural imagery, example wild streamlet, willows grey, bedded sand, to evoke the beauty of the River Otter and its connection to his childhood. The tone is nostalgic and reflective, with a sense of longing for the innocence and joy of youth. Coleridge has used apostrophe, personification, alliteration, enjambment, metaphor, and hyperbole in the poem. Summary of Sonnet to the River Otter, lines 1 to 4. Dear native brook, wild streamlet of the west, how many various fated years have passed, what happy and what mournful hours since last I skimmed the smooth thin stone along thy breast. The speaker begins with an apostrophe directly addressing the River Otter, personifying it as a dear friend or companion, which emphasizes the emotional connection to the river. He says that numerous years have passed since he spent his time along the stream and made the lovely childhood memories. Now he looks back and remembers the sweet memories. He used to walk there and skim the smooth thin stone along thy breast. Here again, the poet uses personification, comparing the river's surface to someone's chest. The river's surface is metaphorically described as a breast, suggesting tenderness and intimacy. He has been happy since then. He has also been sorrowful since then, a statement that represents the broader nature of the long time that has passed. Alliteration has been used in the first line, wild streamlet of the west, with repetition of W sound. In the second line, enjambment has been used to create a flowing conversational tone, mirroring the movement of the river and the stream of memories. In the third line, anaphora has been used with repetition of what. He reminisces about the years that have passed since he last skipped stones across its surface, recalling both happy and sorrowful moments from his past. Lines 5 to 8. Numbering its light leaps, yet so deep impressed, sink the sweet scenes of childhood that mine eyes I never shut amid the sunny ray, but straight with all their tints thy waters rise. In these lines, the speaker happily remembers the old times when he used to stroll and watch the stones skip along the river's surface. It was a good time in his life, marked by the sweetness of childhood. He was filled with youth then, and with all the aspirations a child holds in their mind and heart. The river otter symbolizes childhood innocence, joy, and the passage of time. It serves as a conduit for the poet's memories and emotions. Lines 9 to 4. Thy crossing plank, thy march with willows grey, and bedded sand, and weaned with various dyes, gleamed through thy bright transparence on my way. Visions of childhood oft have ye beguiled, lone manhood's cares, yet waking fondest sighs. Ah, that once more I were a careless child. Coleridge describes the vivid and enduring memories of his childhood by the river. He recalls specific details such as the crossing plank, the willows grey, and the bedded sand that gleamed through the water. These images are deeply imprinted in his mind and they rise before his eyes whenever he thinks of the river. The speaker reflects on how these childhood memories have comforted him in his adult life, often easing his cares and bringing fond sighs. However, the memories also evoke a deep yearning to return to the carefree days of his youth. The poem ends with an emotional exclamation, "Ah, that once more I were a careless child," expressing his longing to relive the innocence and joy of childhood. So this is it for today. We will continue to discuss the history of English literature. Please stay connected with the discourse. Thanks and regards.